Greetings, beautiful souls. This is Bobby coming to you again today about sharing life lessons. And today's lesson is about listening to your inner voice. Several years ago, I worked with a woman who was a Native American woman. And she used to always, sometimes, as if she had somebody on her right shoulder, she would turn to the right and laugh a little bit. And I said, "What are you laughing about?" And she says, "Oh, my spirit just made me laugh because he said something that, that kind of pointed to something that I did." And she said, "He makes me laugh about it." And I said, you hear your spirit guide?" And she said, "Oh yeah, talk to him all the time." So anyway, I thought that was fascinating, and I was rather envious of that because I never heard anything like that. So one day she told me that, she said, "Your spirit guide will talk to you too." And I said, "Nah." She said, "Yeah, if you listen, your spirit guide will talk to you." I said, "Okay, I'll listen. I don't know what I'm going to be listening for, but I'll listen." So one day I came into work after a weekend, and I told her, I said, "Marty, I think my spirit guide said something to me." And she said, "Well, what did he say?" And I said, "Well, he told me something matter of fact, like you're going to do this. You're going to leave this situation because it's toxic." And I remember just kind of, being in shock because I didn't know where that voice came from. And she said, "Well, that's good. That's good that you heard that." So anyway, a few weeks or a couple weeks passed, and I said, "Hey, how come I don't hear my spirit guide anymore?" And she says, "Well, did you do what he asked you to do?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Well, then I guess he has nothing else to say to you then, does he?" So she said, "Your spirit guide speaks to you to save you from what eventually, inevitably, you're going to do anyway. He just wants to save you a lot of time, effort, energy, and pain. So, but if you don't listen to him, he has no reason to speak to you loudly like that again." So anyway, eventually I did leave the situation that I was in that was toxic. And I realized that our spirit guide speaks to us when we need to hear him. Sometimes, where you could really hear the voice, and other times in just things that are pointed out to us, or things that are in front of us, or even earth angels that are speaking to us in their behalf. So we always get signs and signals, but sometimes we're not really tuned into them to hear those. And then shortly after that experience of listening or hearing my spirit guide, I remember one day I was in a bookstore, and I wanted to know what was going to happen, for the rest of my life. I needed to know what was going to happen. So I picked up all these books on horoscope books. I had a ton of them in my hand, and I was trying to decide which one I was going to pick out of like this dozen books. And as I was walking up to the counter, deciding which one I was going to pick, all of a sudden, not a voice, but a thought was put into my mind, and the thought conveyed to me what you're looking for is not in any of those books. And so I put them all back. And I went back to work and I told my friend, my Native American friend, I told her what happened. And she said, well, why do you want to know what's going to happen today, tomorrow, the next day, the day after that? I said, because I need to know. I need to know. And she said, well, here's the way it goes. You live by your experiences. And she said, and you learn every day. And when there's nothing else to learn, then you die. She said, so don't be in such a hurry to get there, to know everything, because eventually you will. You'll know everything you need to know. So anyway, I guess the lesson in that is, live your life and realize that you're doing the right thing, and that your lessons will be learned as you go. There is no magic potion. There is no instruction manual. There is just the book of life, and you're living it every day. So here's to living your life every day and learning the lessons that make you wise and give you things to pass on. So thank you again for joining me. Share your voice. Share your story. Somebody needs to hear it. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.